Hey YouTube fam, this is Antoine Matthews with another video to help you get prepared to either transition into cybersecurity or just to earn a certificate so that you could actually raise your pay grade, get some more information, or just add the alphabets to the end of your name. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that I did to earn my Security Plus exam. For me, I believe this is a paramount certification for you to earn if you are in cybersecurity or you're hoping to transition into it. Because on a lot of job recs, you will see that this is one of the major certifications that pretty much, whether you're going to the military side or the DoD government side, or you're going to the public sector, this is almost like the entry level certification that's required because it covers so many topics and it gives you a pretty broad understanding of a lot of the topics moving forward when it comes to cybersecurity. So the very first, so I'm gonna give you guys three, or ladies, I'm gonna give you guys three different things that I did. The very first, number one, is Professor Messer. Professor Messer is amazing. This guy is free content on YouTube. So for you, you don't have to pay for this. This is free stuff. And I know people, at this time, you might not want to spend so much. I always say spend, or not even spend, invest into yourself. So even if it did cost money, spend the money so that you can get the knowledge. It'll give you your returns. I promise you'll see this in the long term. But Professor Messer is amazing. He has online videos that go straight off of the CompTIA certification topics. So every topic that's going to be covered on the test, he makes a video associated with that specific topic. That way, if you know what a firewall is, you know what the CIA triad is, you know what social engineering is, but you might not know something about networking. And he has a networking section. Guess what? You could just go straight to the networking section and watch the video a few times. He always asks questions. So he has just the lessons. So you can go over the lessons and the specific topics that you need to reinforce or you need to learn. He also has a study group, which is also a video, and it's live. So if you're on, you could, he'll ask a question and you could follow along and see if you know the answer. It's almost like a Jeopardy thing. He'll give you a certain amount of time for you to answer the question. You submit your answer, and then it'll be a poll at the end of each question. It'll tell you how many people got the question right, how many people got the question wrong. But this is the key. He'll go over the incorrect answers and he'll tell you why they're incorrect. That's very important because so many times you'll take an exam, you'll get something wrong, and you don't know why. They just say it's wrong. You don't know what the right answer is. Well, this gives you the ability to actually understand all the content. So it's amazing for me. The cool thing about Professor Messer is, since it is a video, he also translates this into a podcast. So you can listen to it on the go. They're always recorded. So at any point in time, if you miss something, you can listen to it on the go. You can push pause. You can come back to it. And if you do already have another certification, you can actually take Professor Messer's course to get some continuous learning credit. So every year or every so many times a year or every few years, you have to get so many of these units to show that, you're still staying current with the IT field so that your certifications don't expire. And this is a certain way for you to be able to get these units just by listening to his podcast, and he'll have you email in the code and he'll actually send it back to you. So that's tip number one. Professor Messer is amazing. Anybody out there that has listened to Professor Messer, go ahead and drop some information down below. Let people know what your experience was with him. I know for me, it was tremendous. Obviously, that's why I'm talking about it right here for you lovely people. Tip number two, I'm a veteran. All my veterans out there, salute you for your service. I want to let you know that we do have resources for military veterans and families. So the second tip is, if you are a veteran or a spouse that are eligible with their benefits for education, check out the Institute for Military Veterans and Families. This is a 100% free resource. The great thing is they cover more certifications than just the Security Plus. Like for instance, I actually started out on the project management certification. So I was going to go after my PMP, and somewhere down the road, I decided to transition over into cybersecurity and attain my Security Plus. So they do have a full technology vertical, and they go over just about any certification that you could want. All you have to do is qualify for the program. You can go to their website, which I'll probably put a link to down below. And once again, if you've actually used them before, go ahead and let us know what your experience was. But I told them I wanted to get my Security Plus certification. And what they did was they gave me a full Skillsoft course. So it was self-paced, but I was part of a cohort. So I still had a date that I had to finish this and complete all the work by. The great thing is self-paced videos. Each chapter or each video at the end of the topics, they came with their own practice exams or practice quiz. And I want to really enforce the purpose of practice exams, because if you've never taken a certification, this is my very first certification. So I had no idea how it was going to be set up, what the questions were going to look like, and how I should prepare for it. The practice exams and the practice quizzes are so paramount to get you into the right frame of mind moving into your exam, and it'll ease some of that stress if you're not a good test taker, or you might be anxious. It's a test. You've been working so hard for something. You want to make sure that you get this thing right? So that's number two. That's two of them. And the last one is probably my favorite. Just give me 1 second. Booyah. The Exam Cram Security Plus Study Guide. This thing is awesome. I know it's kind of thick, but when you're passionate about something, it doesn't matter. This book was a great book for me. I loved reading this book. For me, it was entertaining. It was just like sitting down when I was a kid reading a comic book. Like, it was awesome because I'm passionate about this subject and this topic and cybersecurity. So this was a breeze. The cool thing about this is it comes with a companion website. So the companion website is actually a bank of practice exams. How cool is that, right? So you get your practice quizzes at the end of each chapter, and it goes over every chapter that's covered in the book. That's covered on the exam. So at the end of each chapter, you do your practice quiz. Hey, how did I do? I don't know. Let me figure it out. Let me try this exam, right? Then after you do that, you can go on to the companion website and do a practice exam. You don't have to do the full exam. You could do it just on that specific chapter that you just read or that topic. And it's completely different questions. And that's super important because you don't want to keep seeing the same questions repeated, because at some point you'll just remember the answer, and then it really invalidates, you studying the material and taking the quiz, because you already know what to expect. It's real. Keep it real life. You don't know what to expect when you go into a certification. So you want to make sure that you do everything and go above and beyond and get some new questions. Challenge yourself, right? But this book is awesome. So the way that I study is I don't take any notes. So it's very important that I understand and can comprehend the material. So I'll watch the videos. I might watch the video all the way through, or I might do it section by section, but I always follow up with reading some kind of literature. No matter if it's this book, like when I did my Pentest Plus, I studied the Pentest Plus videos, then I read the Pentest Plus certification guide. The reason for me and my process on doing this is because I'm a visual learner. It's good for me to see stuff. I like to see diagrams. I like to see how things are put together when I can see somebody actually writing it down in front of me. But I also like to read because it reinforces that information. All right, so we're back. we had something happen to the camera. But anyway, look, we want to make sure that we read so we can get the information ingrained. For me, it's cool for me to be able to read something, because that way when I'm hearing myself say it, I don't know, it's just a mind muscle connection kind of thing. Like, I could read it and then I could think about the video and that I watched on that topic, and then all of a sudden it's just stuck in my brain. So that's how I study. So we got three tips for you, right? We have Professor Messer. We have, if you're a veteran or a spouse or a family member that has the educational benefits transitioned over to yourself, you have the Institute for Military Families, or Institute of Military Veterans and Families. Then you have number three. You have the Exam Cram Study Guide, or any study guide for that matter. But for me, I like the Exam Cram. I think it was awesome. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It came with a companion website, and it helped me pass. Like, I passed on my first attempt, and I'm gonna be honest, I was nervous. But hey, sometimes you gotta take that leap, right? You do all that work, you gotta jump out, put yourself out there and see if all that stuff is actually gonna pay off. And mine, it paid off. So I wanna let you know what I did so that you could mimic my steps. You don't have to create something new. Just follow the same thing that I did. If you wanna see those same results, or if you learn different, try other things. But at least I wanna be able to give you another option, right? And the last thing, and the most important thing, is as soon as you think about getting the certification and you're just saying, hey, like, I'm gonna do this, and you got your mind set on it, schedule the exam. I would schedule the exam before I even started studying. Schedule the exam because it's gonna give you a reason to study. If you're not studying for a date, you're gonna push that off and push that off or push that off. Or even if you don't, you still got that leeway. It's like giving yourself a way out. Don't give yourself a way out. You wanna burn the boat, right? We're gonna burn the boat. We're gonna get the certification and we're gonna get there. So when it's test day, it's just like game day. We're gonna put our jersey on or your polo or whatever you're doing. The cool thing about it is a lot of these exams can be proctored. All my certifications have been proctored exams. And that's another video. I'll let you guys know how that experience was. But show up, be prepared, and that way it's going to hold you accountable to a certain date, and you can set up your schedule for your studying. Remember, you want to study every day. You want to keep it, probably around the same time. Oh, and this is another tip, study tip. I study hard, so I'll study for 30 minutes straight, and then I'll do 10 minutes off. 30 minutes straight, then 10 minutes off, because you will get brain exhaustion. Trust me, like when I study, like it's long days. Like I'll study for 6 hours a day straight. And this is on a weekend. You know what I mean? Like I study hard. But you're gonna need some kind of release. Like, man, get up, do some push-ups, walk around the house, do some outside of studying just for 10 minutes to give your brain some time to reset. And then when you get back to it, hey, let's get back to it. But this is Antoine Matthews. Once again, make sure that I hope that you learned something from this. I hope that it was beneficial. I hope that it was worth your time because I appreciate your time. In the meantime, if you did gain something from this, go ahead and smash the like, smash the share, and definitely smash the subscribe. I got more content coming, and you already know the catchphrase, right? Don't worry, I'll wait for it. Let's move forward with cyber.